Hey Bulls, how are we doing today? Well, so today we're gonna have a pretty short stream. It's only gonna be 1 hour long because I have a thing I gotta go to that I gotta leave for in an hour. But we're gonna do as much as we can in that short amount of time. Hey Science, how you doing? It's good to see you. And before we start, I'll show you guys the progress on my other project. Got my getting my Gepards done. Oop, I need to put magnets in there still, but then I still need to dirty up these tracks, but this is what the group will look like. There's actually only a handful of them left, and as you can see, they're pretty close to done where the other guy is. So, getting a little bit closer to fully painted Team Yankee Army. But what we're working on today is the Death Jack, continuing with this guy. So, let's see, make sure we got optimum focus here. Alright. So, what we're going to do next, we're going to do some of that metal highlights, because we didn't get around to that last time. I'm going to take some Runefang steel, one of the brightest silvers that they make. They make one that's a little bit brighter, but not necessary for this. I may need to use a little bit more, but we'll see. Yeah, a little bit more. And we're just going to use it to highlight all of our metal. Is that something I can get off without having to... Nope, that just took it right off. Alright. So our plans have been interrupted by a need to fix something. Alright. While we're at it, let's see, one place for the shading, it's a little exuberant, or at least it didn't. I think we used too much. I think it just didn't really dry as uniformly as we'd like. So we're just gonna just slightly diminish the look of the pooling of the wash here. Nice and easy. And this is just a little darker than I'd like it, so that's just for it being up high. Alright. So for the green, what I did was I painted it, well, first I painted it white so it'd be easier to get the yellow on. Then I painted it Flash Gets Yellow, and then I watered down Warpstone Glow and just kind of used it as almost sort of like a wash. And then after that was dry, and check it to make sure that I, like how it's, taking up the recesses and all of that. If not, you can just take the brush and even take the only lightly watered down stuff and do touch-ups. And then I take Flash Gets Yellow and do some highlights on the inside. I still have to do the smokestacks though. I'm not quite around to how I want the glow to look on those, but we'll get around to that. Alright. So, let's get back to highlighting the silver. Probably still need to... yeah. Yeah, this hand's not going to be as fire and forget as I was hoping it would be, but... since we're really close to our gray, some of the highlights with the silver we're going to have to do with a regular brush. I'm not going to be able to just dry brush them on, so we risk getting it all over the gray. We don't want that. We're not trying to do a heavy dry brush here, we're just trying to get a nice silver highlight right on the edge of all these different elements. My very abused dry brush. Alright. Now for the manual stuff. Add a little bit, just a thin, very thin layer of the bronze here, because I think the bright silver overtook the curvature just a little bit more than what we wanted here. That's better. So yeah, Artyom, what I did was I did white, then I did the yellow with Flash Gets Yellow, then I did Warpstone Glow, like I just watered it down for the green, and I didn't add medium, I just used water. Warpstone Glow gets a little bubbly when you add water to it, so, you be careful with that. You could use medium, it's probably better, honestly, to use medium, but it wasn't necessary in this case. So, because afterward, I just go and highlight it with yellow again. So even if it's, even if it covers some of the yellow that I want to show through, I can just go and highlight it back on later. In fact, if you really want to, you can just paint green straight on, and then just start highlighting with yellow after that. You don't even have to do the first yellow step if you really don't want to. For the bronze, I took Runelord Brass, and I just paint it that color, the Runelord Brass. Then I just add Liquid Cheat, Agrax Earthshade, and you can, from there, you can either dry brush on more Runelord Brass, or you can go straight to Runefang Steel. In this case, I just went straight to Runefang Steel. And we're going to continue with the highlights. Yeah, you definitely should. I think it'd be great for Necrons, honestly. Yeah, I wish I had known then what I know now when I painted my Necrons a million years ago. Actually, now I think about it, it was about 17 years ago, 18 years ago, no, 16 or 17 years ago when I did my Necrons. It was a long time ago. Got a little... Sorry about that, and a little stray fuzzy at the end of my brush. You know, those things can really make things difficult. I'm just gonna try to carefully do this highlight without getting any of our gray parts involved here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a brush. No being lazy with this one. Thanks for the 1-bit, Jackson Scott. Oh, Jackson the Scott. I get it now. Okay. Yeah. Lots and lots of practice and willingness to experiment. That's the two things I think that painters need the most. And even like experience, maybe not quite as important as a willingness to like seek out new techniques, seek out new information about how to do things, and try them out. And if they don't work, you know, keep trying them. You know, if they don't work because they don't work, then, you know, that's one thing. But if they don't work because you just haven't done it enough yet, then you got to keep doing it. Alright, I want some highlights on this arm. not a good start. Alright. Finally ordered new brushes yesterday. It's going to be happy times. And actually, all the techniques I'm using for this model right here are actually pretty simple techniques. You can definitely learn to execute these pretty quickly. The only thing that's not easy, I'd say, is probably doing the airbrushing, because obviously you have to have an airbrush to do that. But if you don't have one, you can still do this. It'll just take you longer to do the armor, or you'll have to change how you do the armor. But as you can tell, if you can see the way the splatter pattern is, my airbrush is not amazing anyway. Yeah, the gray is airbrushed. At least most of the gray is airbrushed. Some of it isn't, but most of it is. Actually, to me it's kind of a pain because everything else is metallic, so if you accidentally get any metallic anywhere on the parts you airbrushed, you have to go through a lot of trouble to try to blend it back in again so it doesn't look like you went back and had to paint over it. So in that respect, I'm kind of glad this is a one-off and I'm not doing a whole army like this. If I had to, I probably would find a different way to do the gray and not airbrush it. No, that was too much right there. It's another reason to thin your paints. Much easier to hit the undo button. You know, it actually depends, Artyom. Sometimes I'll airbrush the base coat. Sometimes I'll do it by hand. I actually only got my airbrush back out again a month or so ago, so I haven't been using it a lot until recently. And even then, my airbrush is not really all that precise. So honestly, the only thing I really use it for right now is base coating. And a few other, like, you know, simple techniques that you can do without needing a lot of precision. Yeah, I think an airbrush is definitely worthwhile, but if you're going to do it, you know, don't do like I did. Do the full investment and get a really good airbrush and a really good compressor. or, you know, wait until you can afford one. As it's more expensive to get a mediocre one of each and then decide that you want to upgrade, because then you already spent over half of the bucks that you could have spent on getting the good setup. Yeah, that's not good. That already dried. Alright, let's get out some of the... Yeah, nice and thin, and just... Yep, welcome to the Veteran Sergeant, where 90% of the stream is me trying to cover up my past mistakes. No, it's okay if I get a little bit of gray on these little knobs here, because I'm just gonna paint silver on top of them in just a minute, so that's not a big deal. Someone's trying to text me. Really? I hate when you get texted with ads from things. It's like, who texts you an ad? It's... So, quite irregular. Still not sure what I think about where these two pieces meet. I mean, they're not really pieces, it's all one piece, but where the two elements meet. Let's put it that way. Doesn't quite look as seamless as it should. And that's too dark. There you go. Not perfect, but doesn't have to be. Just has to. It was just a little bit jarring for me to look at it. And now it's not anymore, so. I don't know what that is, but. A little bit of the bronze up here. I haven't washed this part yet though, so that's not really a big deal. As you can see, all of this in the back here has not been washed yet, and we haven't even done this leg and arm yet. So, but that side of the model is going to be exactly like this side in terms of how it's done, so not really changing a whole lot of stuff. Alright, let's continue with our highlighting. I think we're mostly done with everything on this side of the arm. Got a little. Alright, we're good. Yeah, yep, that's how you do it. I mean, you can do it afterward, but then you're probably gonna have to go back and repaint, like do a lot of touch-ups on the metal too. It's actually it's easier to be careful going in this order of operations than it is the other way, so I do it this way. Well, I'm glad, because that is why I do this, so we can all learn new stuff, myself included. Didn't turn out exactly how I wanted there. That's better. Hey, Banana Mandrew, how you doing? check out the short stream today. Sorry to say, but we're only going to be on another 30 minutes today. Oh yeah? Well, at least you're able to watch some Bulls action while you're at work. Let's change our focus just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right. They got a codex coming very soon, don't they? That's not good. Alright, let's try not to do that again. Alright. Wow. Yeah, that does seem, yeah, if you want to do both of those armies, then yeah, that Forgebane box is actually going to work really well for you. That's the GW philosophy. The only thing better than selling someone an army is selling someone 2 armies. All right. Yeah, well, they're going to be doing Plastic Sisters fairly soon, from what I hear, which I think is great. It's about damn time, honestly. It's about damn time. I've been waiting for that for a long time, and I don't even want to play them myself. But I just know that they're going to put out some amazing looking models when they do it. Especially with, as long as they've waited, I mean, they have to come out with an entire new plastic line for them. So it's going to be some amazing stuff. I can't wait. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, it's not like one of those deals that Citadel or Games Workshop loves to do, where it's like, buy this box set with all of these units in it for exactly the price of the sum of their retail prices individually. Okay, we were doing well, and then I borked that up. Okay. Alright. Back to a bit of dry brushing. Should be able to finish this leg before we're done today. That little fuzzy grabbed onto my model. Doesn't want to come off. There we go. Wait, nope, still there. I can actually grab it now. There we go. Yeah, people have been asking about new Asdrubal Vect for a while. I don't know. It'll be interesting if they do another one, though. Sorry if you can't really see it. It's hard for me to get to this angle while holding the model in a way that's easy to see. Alright, so we got highlights done on the leg, and we didn't actually have to do any real fixing on anything, so that's nice and fast. Alright, so, man, what to get next on this guy? Let's get this torso. And I remember the old Asdrubal Vect. I'm pretty sure those, like, 2 metal, like, slave girls that he had probably made more money for Games Workshop than the, like, whole kits for Asdrubal Vect ever did. Because back then you could actually order them as a bit separately if you wanted. And I saw so many people using them for other stuff. Alright, we got a little troublemaker here. See if we can dislodge him without causing any other problems. There we go. I'm not in the market for any of those myself. I could have gotten plenty of them back in the day. I'm sure GW probably still prints fine casts of them too. I'm not going to worry about the separation between these elements because our wash is going to give us all of that. I did. The thing is hilarious. Yeah, I saw a picture of it yesterday. I love it. The Bob Ross Gremlin. It's, I call that inspired. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, even if you don't play Gremlins, it's you know pretty pretty tempting. But yeah, if you're a Gremlins player, you gotta get it. No way you can let that slip through your fingers. I'd love to be able to wash this middle section right now, but there's still too many things I gotta get done on it, unfortunately. Alright, well, we're almost out of time, so I'm just gonna go over. So, still more work on the Deathjack. I was hoping we could finish him this week, but I ended up having a thing I had to go to, so not this time. But maybe next week, because all we have left is basically finishing up the torso, washing the torso, and, you know, doing the highlights on it. And then this other arm and leg, which are going to be done exactly the same as these other ones. And then figuring out what to do with the stacks, you know, to finish off the glow so it looks good. Really not a whole lot left to do on this guy. It's probably like 2/3 of the way. And then we'll do the base. Should be simple because we're going to try this this Crycell snow stuff. Oh, sorry, this is the snow wash. But yeah, this stuff is unlabeled because it's a sample we got from them. But we're going to try their snow, their basing snow. I tried their snow wash. It actually works really well. The only problem is it's not terribly durable, so if you're using it on a piece that you're going to be handling a lot, it can end up coming off. But if you're doing a display and you need snow, that stuff works great. I'll show you guys again, for those of you who weren't here in the beginning. The Gepards are coming along. This one's basically finished. I just have to put the dust on the tracks. Similar to like this Leopard 2 here. The dust on the tracks here that you see. It's going to have that as well. And I got 5 more of these sitting right next to me. And they're the thing I've been working on the side while the poor Deathjack has to wait, you know, for the next Tuesdays to roll around. For those of you who were watching me do the Malifaux, I haven't forgotten about them. He's still sitting here waiting to get finished. But we will get to him, and we'll get him done. You know, once I finish this Flames of War, Team Yankee Army, and the Deathjack, I'll probably try to get some more of these Malifaux guys done. And my Malifaux bases have finally shipped, so I'll actually have something to put them on when I do them, so that'll be good. Alright guys, well, that's it for today. We're wrapping it up now. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next Thursday.